Welcome back. This is James Area from UX Shape. Today we're going to continue with our inventory mobile app prototype that we're developing. I believe this should be the part 8 of our tutorial. So we're going to be looking how we're going to retrieve our password. So let's just go through what we've done so far in the previous tutorial. We've been able to prototype the splash screen and we've moved to the onboarding and in the landing page. So what we've done so far here, we've been able to prototype the login and with the interactions and the validations that we need, we've been able to do that. So what I would just assume is we know our password and we can enter our password and we can log in. And that leads us to the home screen. But what we need to do on this page next is we need to work on the forgot password. So as you can see, nothing is working here. So we need to prototype this. And the steps we're going to use is this. We're going to first of all check the username, the user email address is correct, is in the correct format. So I'll just put it in the correct format. Now, what we are looking at for is if the email address contains this string. So we have that. The second thing we're going to be checking is we're going to be checking if the email address is actually present. So we're going to be simulating if that email address is in our database. And also we're going to be checking if the email address text field is completed. So when the user fill in their email address, we're going to be checking whether email address is present. We're going to be checking whether email address is in correct format, and also we're going to be checking whether this field has been completed. If it is empty, we're going to display an error. And once all this check has been done and everything is successful, whereby we find the email address, then we'll be able to start the retrieve process. So this session of the tutorial is going to be in two parts. The first part is for us to retrieve the password, and the second part is for us to reset our password. So what I've done as well, again, I've have been able to do some little things here which we've I've sketched some design what we're going to do during the retrieve password. And once we've been able to identify the email address, and once we are sending the user a PIN code so that they can reset their password, then we'll be able to have this little pop-up at the top of the page. So like the header is going to show, and we will have that information displayed to the user, and the user can get their PIN and they can enter their PIN code in this next screen, and they can verify the PIN. Once they verify the PIN, they will be able to now go into the reset password page. And once they reset that password page, they can go back to login screen and they will be able to log in and then go to home screen. So we will do that right now, and let's just open Azure back again. So this is what we're going to have. We're going to have last time we duplicated it, so we have this forgot password again. Because it's a white background, I'm going to change the back color to gray so that we can see what we are doing for now, and we will change it back. So this is what we have here, retrieve password. I will go to the main page, which is the landing page, and I'll just grab this because we've already done some of the errors, so we need to be consistent. So we just grab that and I'll paste it here for now so that we can actually see it properly. Or we could, let's say, go back and start here. So I can put it here for now. We will ungroup this because I think we have about 3. What I'll do next is I will now go into each of these dynamic panel states, and we will say all fields completed, which is still the same. So but to differentiate it, we can just change the name to retrieve password. So I'll just copy this and paste it in every dynamic panel so that we can differentiate it properly. Retrieve, and I'll paste another one here and say retrieve. So what we have here is we have these three pop-up that we're going to show, and the first one is all fields are completed. So we go into that dynamic panel state, and I will just go to back, and I will just make this and make sure we have all pop-up field completed. Please complete all forms. We have OK, and what we're going to show, we're going to retrieve that we're sending data back. So what we've been able, because we've duplicated the page and we've just changed the name, so Azure has already sorted out some of the basic thing for us. So what we need to now do is to go back to the retrieve password, and we go to forgot password, and then we put the interactions here. So this is going to be our email address txt. So I'll say email address underscore retrieve, so we can differentiate it when we are making the interaction. So we will do that, and we will put everything in this button here, and we can now say on click event. So we say on click, which is going to show but before we do that, we need to go to the conditional formatting. So the first thing we are trying to do is to check if email address is in correct format. So we'll say text on widget, and I'll look for the text field, which is retrieve email address. We'll say equals to value. We will say if it's equals to if it is equals to just this without the @ symbol and at gmail.com, then we can just say we can display the error message. So we say show, and we'll say bring to front. So what we are showing first here is we are showing this one. So I'll just increase this a little bit so that we can see it properly. So what I will do is to find what we have here. So the email address that we are trying to do is for the correct format. So we'll say correct format, which is this email address error, and we'll set that lightbox, and we'll say again error email address correct format retrieve, and we can save that. Once we've done that, we'll now say once that has happened, we will click OK. That's fine. The next thing we need to check again is we need to check if the user email address is present. So we will go back again and add another interaction on it. Else we'll say else show. No, we're going to cancel this and add a condition and say on this widget again, we'll say email address text field retrieve, and we will say if email address is present, we'll check if email address is present. So what we're going to have here, we're going to type another email address. I'll just say at yahoo.com. We will have that saved here, and we will say show, and we'll say bring to front. So what we are trying to check here is if we have at gmail.com or not. So we'll say here if we have here all fields completed, correct format, retrieve. Okay, we can use this error message and then we can change the error message later. So I'll put this here and say error message if both password true. So let's go back to the retrieve password thing and say if password is present. Now we say if email address is present. So we change this text as well again. If email address is not present, sorry, we're going to say not present. If email address is not present. So let's check this one. So if email address is not present, so we display this email address. So we will have this and say that email address does not exist. So we are telling the user that email address does not exist, and they can go back to that, and try and find out if the email address exists. So they will try another email address, and once that is satisfied, then we will be able to redirect them to the reset password. So the next thing we need to check again is we need to check for if email address text field is completed. That means if this is empty, then we're going to display this error. So we're going to check that, and we will put another condition here and say email address retrieve, and we'll say if it's empty, we'll say all field must be completed. So we will have that and say all field must be completed. And we'll display this as lightbox as well again. Let's check if this is going to show as lightbox. All right, and this one as well going to show as lightbox. Okay, so we have that done. So we've been able to check this. The following, we've been able to check if the user email address is in the correct format, check if user email address is present, and check if email address text field is completed. So we've done that part. Let's test our prototype now. So I'll remove this back color to transparent. We save that, and let's go back to our prototype and let's refresh the page. If I type in forgot password and I try to press retrieve password, we should see something happen. Oh, nothing is happening. So let's go back and see why it's not happening. Let's see the text field we have here, which is correct. If email address, this looks all right. So let's refresh again. And let's go through the password. This is not working. Let's just check why is that exactly. Okay, we have this. Let's make sure everything is already sorted out, and let's group this together. These are the error messages that we're going to be showing, which is fine. So we're going to put it in the center as well again and just save that. Let's go back to the forgot password page. And we have this. So if that is empty, then we will see what is happening. So let's edit this condition and let's see what's happening here. Yeah, that's text field. I think it should work. So let's save it and let's refresh this again. When you are working with dynamic panel, sometimes things get a bit complicated and you need to be careful as well. So this works. We got password. This works. Let me try this. Alright, email address is in wrong format, so that is working. Let's see. Email address at yahoo.com. Yeah, that email address does not exist. Okay, so if that is empty and we press this, then it's not showing. So let's see. All right, so we have this value equals nothing. Yep, it should show, and we have a show. All right, so we're saying hide here, so we're gonna make it show. Actually, we're gonna remove one of it, and it's supposed to be bring to front. So we're gonna bring that to front and put here error, all fields completed, retrieve. So we put that to front. So if we don't have any error, or if we don't have any text display, it's going to show us please complete all field. If we enter email address that is not in our database, such as this, it will show us that email address does not exist. And if we enter email address that exists, for now nothing is happening because we've not done that part yet. So once we've done all that part, and also if all fields have been completed, we can add another condition so that if email address is found, so I'll just add another one. If user email address is found, then we're going to do the following below. So we're going to do the following below in our next tutorial. So if email address is found, then we will do the next in our tutorial. So let's quickly do that, and let me add another condition. Yes, I'll just take this, put it back here again, and I will ungroup this, and we can make sure we just separate it. I'll add another one. If email address is found, actually what we're going to do is we're just going to add another condition and say if email address is found, then we can load another page. So I'll add another condition here and say if email address is found. So if this is perfect, so if email address equals jamesoriol@gmail.com, then we're going to show a page. So what I would do is I'm going to click OK for now, and let's go to our landing page, and let's go to our page here, which is forgot password, and I'll add a back color for now. So let's minimize this, and we are just going to add another shape here. So I will have that, and let us make it like this. This is the process whereby we will tell the user, okay, we have this information. In fact, let us make this consistent all through. So I will let's see, I will now, okay, let's go to landing page. Let's grab this and let's go to forgot password. Let's paste this here for now. So I will remove everything here. I'll remove all the sign up and forgot password and reset password, and we're just going to have only the login. Also, I'll remove all the conditions for now. and remove all the conditions. I'll go back to forgot password, and we will be able to go to login, and I'll go back here and say, let's change this color to black. Let's increase the size so that we can see our design, and I'll remove all this. I'll remove all this, ungroup everything, and we will just so we have this. We can remove that, and let's go back to landing, and let's go back to the forgot password. All right, so what we're going to do, let's put this here. Let's just center it, align center. All right, it looks like the same size, but what we are trying to do here, we're trying to show something else. So we're going to, I will change this dynamic panel to confirm retrieve password. All right, so we have that so that we can differentiate it from the rest. I'll send this to back for now, and once we have everything done and it's completed, we will be able to now add this condition here and say edit. So we will say set dynamic panel. We'll set the dynamic panel, and I'll say confirm retrieve password. That's what we are setting, and we're just going to say okay. So I'll go to the here back again, the confirm retrieve password, which I will change this name to confirm as well so that we don't confuse ourselves. Confirm retrieve password. You know, it can really get a bit complicated if you don't understand the retrieve password process. So we have this, and we've been able to do that. So let's go back to this page and just change this to transparent. So we have this transparent background. So what we are trying to do is, if the username is present, such as James Oriol, let's refresh. Forgot password. Type jamesoriol@gmail.com, and we'll say it's present. So we should be able to show that. All right, so what I'll do is to bring that to back again. Let's go back to forgot password, and we'll go here and we'll say this, and we will go back to our confirm password here, and we will bring that to front. So let's go back to this and let's add this condition here. We have this condition, and we will say bring we'll need to bring this shape to front. We will show, let's reorder it, show confirm password. We're not going to show at lightbox because we are showing a page, so we will have this bring to front, and yep, send that. So let's refresh this page. Forgot password. This shows that all field must be completed. Email address is in wrong format. Email address does not exist, and if email address exists, it's still not showing. Let's find out why this is happening. We're setting this retrieve password. to confirm. Set retrieve password to confirm. Okay, so what we have here, let's just do this for now and let's see. Once we find the email address, we want to show this dynamic panel, and I'm not sure why we are not getting it. This is what we want to show. We want to show this shape name, which is this. So what I'm going to do is this is not a dynamic panel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this name to okay, I'm going to change this name to retrieve password. And we have that retrieve password order. Let me put it as retrieve password order confirm. So yeah, we have this. If password is correct, we're going to show retrieve password order, and then we're going to show retrieve password order and bring that to front. But I think why we are not getting it is because it's white, so let us move that back to where it is. Oh, all right. Yeah, what we need to do, we need to do the pop-up message as in our diagram here. What we have in our sketch here, we have this diagram. If email address is found, so we're going to have this diagram. So I'll just, my mistake, sorry. So I'll just have this. Let's give this a border for now so we can see what's going on. Change the font. What we could do, we could add corner radius as well, and we could, yeah, let's leave it this for now. I might reduce the size a bit so we have a little bit of space. Okay, that's perfect. So what we're going to write, we're just going to type a bunch of text here and say message from inventory mobile app. Your pin code is, your pin code, we can say 1 2 3 4 5 6. Use this to log in, use this to reset your password. So we're going to display this message to the user, and the user can see, and they can, what I'm going to copy this and I'll just paste this so that we can have this text properly aligned the way we want it. So we will have this message here, and I'm going to so what we need to do, yeah, let us group this together. Now I'm going to convert this to a dynamic panel. The reason, because we need to make sure we interact with this properly, so I'll convert this to dynamic panel, and I will say pin code notification. All right, so this pin code notification, we have it, and I'm just going to change this text. I will remove this, go back to confirm password, and I'll set this to hidden. Then we'll move this to the top here. All right, so once we click on this retrieve password, and if the email address is correct, if everything is fine, let me move this a bit. If email address is correct, then on this case, on this fourth case, we're going to show, instead of showing this retrieve password, we're not going to show that anymore. So we're just going to show confirm. No, we're going to show pin code. We're going to show pin code, dynamic panel. We're going to bring that to front, and then we're going to show pin code as well again. So I'll just need to remove the first one, which is this one. So we say show pin code, and we'll say lightbox, and what we want to show, we want to slide down. We could probably remove the lightbox because we are sliding down, and showing it as lightbox again might cause confusion. So let's see how that looks. So we save that, and let's refresh our page now. We will be able to forget your password, wrong format, yahoo.com does not exist, email address is all field must be completed, and if we enter the correct email address, we have this message slide down, and after some time it should disappear as well. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to work on the fourth case as well again, and we're going to slide down. We have that, which is perfect, and we're going to show another page whereby that is where we're going to reset our password next. So I'll just say instead of saying show, we will say set panel state, and in our login and sign up process, we'll go to login sign up process, and we will say reset password, and that is what we have, reset password. Let's see if we have anything in reset password. We don't have anything yet, which is fine. So what I'm just going to do, I'm going to grab one of these, and I'll put it in the reset password. Grab that, change this back color, and I'll just remove so I'll group that, ungroup this. I'll just remove this one. Actually, we're gonna need the text box, so I'll leave this text box here, and I'll remove this button, remove that, and we will have this as a reset password. So let me just say reset password. So we have that reset password, and we can go back to our retrieve password, this dynamic panel, and we can make this back color to be white, so that when it slides down we can actually see it from here, because right now we are seeing it as transparent. So if we just enter it, I'll just assume we know our email address already. and we'll have this. We're supposed to show that first. So let's go back to why that is not showing now. Forgot password, retrieve password. We need to show this. Login process. If this equals Gmail, we are showing this. We are bringing this to front, and then we are setting dynamic panel. Let's add a bit of a wait here, and let's say wait for 2500 milliseconds. We have that show, and after some time, yeah, it shows that it's because we didn't add the wait, so it was a bit too fast. So that seems to be working fine. Let's just make a little bit of adjustment to this pop-up and add a corner radius. We actually have a corner radius of 5. Okay, so let's text it again. We have that, which is fine. So we just need to work on the retrieve password in our next tutorial, how we're going to reset our password. So this video is a little bit longer than the other previous video, but we need to get some things right. So we've been able to check our user email address is correct. We've been able to check if our email address is present and if all text field has been completed, and if email address is found, we've been able to do that and load our pop-up. We can just refresh it and start it and check it again. Before we do that, let's go back to this reset password. We can change the color to transparent back because we don't really need it, and we can refresh this. Go back to here, final test we are doing now, James Surreal. We'll say wrong format at yahoo.com, does not exist. Everything, nothing is filled, all field must be completed. And if we enter the correct email address, it shows this, and we can note the code down, and we'll be loaded onto a retrieve password page. So I hope you've been able to enjoy this tutorial, and I hope you've learned something. So if you have any specific question, do get back to me and I'll be glad to answer your question. And if you want the file, I'll send you the file as well. And also do not forget to subscribe on our channel for more videos. And I'll see you in the next tutorial, where we will be prototyping our next phase, which is the reset password interaction, because we now have the pin code and we'll be able to do that. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.